of you who don't know, I live in Victoria, and to get to Vancouver, you have to catch a ferry. And one thing I've never minded was catching the ferry. It's always so beautiful, it's always so serene. It's a really pleasurable journey for the most part. And this trip across was especially beautiful. The water was as glass as the ocean can be. I mean, there's always waves in the ocean, but it was beautifully calm. The sun was coming up because I got up at 5 a.m. to get there. And the crossing was beautiful. It was a beautiful sailing. And I really do love that. And like, it constantly reminds me of how beautiful the place I live, like, truly is. Like, getting to see some of the islands from a vantage point out at sea, like, all out at sea. It's like, it's a strait, so it's pretty contained. What I'm trying to say is it's beautiful, and I'm so happy that I live in the part of the world that I do. That being said, the bus to get to the ferry fucking sucks, and the bus to get from the ferry to a SkyTrain terminal fucking sucks. But without all of that, it was a beautiful crossing, and I'm here in Vancouver, and conveniently I'm staying next to quite a cool place. Ages 3 and Up. Have you ever heard of it? It's fucking dope. But before we talk more about Ages 3 and Up, the premier store for your Transformer needs, as well as your third-party Transformer needs, I need to discuss where I'm staying. The weird thing about this hotel is very strange because it's a carbon copy of a hotel I stayed at. Actually, when I went to Tony's wedding, I stayed at this hotel, and it was the weirdest thing. It had like the most like 70s features you could ever imagine. So inside the rooms, you could go through your balcony door, but it just led to like an inside room that overlooked the pool, and there was like a little bridge and a pool, and it was all carpeted, and it was the weirdest thing, and there were like fake plants, and I thought it was the craziest shit I had ever seen. And I've stayed in like bad Vegas hotels, and it was weirder than that. And the funny thing about this hotel is it's a carbon copy. It's the same thing. I can't wait to show you guys. So I'm gonna show you a fucking crazy indoor weird hotel scenario with carpets and balconies and pools, and then we're gonna get to some awesome Transformers stuff. So without much more ado, let's get out of here. morning, everybody. Good morning indeed. So ages 3 and up was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I had a couple drinks last night and then didn't get around to finishing my editing. And so, you know, your family's in town, you're doing family stuff like drinking 6 Miller Genuine Drafts. It's not a big deal. So I got to head to ages 3 and up, which was spectacular. I enjoyed the shit out of that. Also, it's pretty quiet around here. It's fucking great. There's like definitely not a lot of helicopters and loud noises. So I went to ages 3 and up and enjoyed every second of it. I loved looking at all of the Q toys, the Transformer Q, the little cutesy ones. Fuck, that's loud, man. Living in the city, am I right? So the Transformers Q stuff. Oh, the problem is I'm walking, the sun is behind me. There we go, that's much better. I always love browsing the Transformers, and all of the like really weird Ava colorways were doing it for me. That was super cool to see. And the Transformer Q stuff, like the really cutesy little guys, kept coming back to this black Convoy or Black Optimus. I can't remember what the packaging says. I don't have it with me because I'm in a parking lot, but I kept coming back to him and he was just too cool to leave behind, so I grabbed him. And then there's this dumpy little Starscream. He was not a particularly good Starscream. This really doesn't want to focus on my face. It just loves the trees behind me. Can't blame it. I grabbed this little Starscream. He was just so dumpy and weird that I had to grab him. So I was texting Tony about him, and Tony gave me some info, but he had a typo and he called him Starscraak, and he's just gonna be Starscraak forever now. It was cool to browse the Hot Toys, and I love the like fake 1/6 scale stuff, like not licensed Mad Max. I think it was like Teenage Boy is what they called John Connor. Oh, it was beautiful. And then like, I don't know, it was like fucking the Blade Runner stuff, just so funny. Because obviously they can't call it Blade Runner, so it's just like Joe Blade Runner. Oh my god, it's so funny. Or Joe Blade. Whew. Back to this end of the parking lot. So ages 3 and up, awesome time, cool toys, rad Transformers, hilarious 1/6 scale unlicensed toys. All of it was just fucking cool, and I love browsing that stuff. I love looking at that stuff. I love getting involved with that stuff. And I think that just about wraps up my time here. Not in Vancouver, there's plenty more VLOGCOUVER to come, but I gotta go meet up with Tony at some point and get things going. And Jesus, that is a semi-truck doing what semi-trucks do. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you for more of VLOGCOUVER real soon, I'm sure.